Okay, it's preparing. So they say we have to wait a little bit of a while and then. So I'll start by saying hi Maria, something.
What is the link to the YouTube live? Do we have
Okay.
that?
Yeah, I'll just send it to you. Okay, so we are live. I'm sending you the link so we can start inviting people. There we go.
We are live. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Maria. I'm Meenakshi, founder of CoCreator Circle. Maria Kowalski is a cultivator also of CoCreator Circle and the chief teacher and the one who has launched the Escuela MUSA. I'm so happy, Maria, that we are having this conversation today because you have launched something very, very exciting. You
Thank you
already had
so
the
much.
Musa, sorry, you had the Musa school for a long time, but now you've launched something exciting. What is this?
Thank you so much, Meenakshi. I'm so happy to be here, especially with you because you're one of our teachers at the Musa school, Escuela MUSA. And the difference this time is that I am actually putting together like the different courses that I gave over the years, and I've created a curriculum. I've co-created a curriculum where I'm also adding new information. I'm having guest teachers just like you. We are a group of different teachers, and the idea is the person that goes to the school will graduate and be able to offer these healing modalities to their clients, whether it's someone who is already in the healing space or someone who wants to start a new career or apply this to her family or to their families or friends and family or just for themselves for their healing. So I'm super happy to be here.
You're right, Maria. What you're saying is something, it's really such a need of the hour, both co creation and also what you have brought together so many different teachers teaching their subjects of expertise. But also, each of them, I'm sure, because this is what's happening in the world today, are learning. We are all learning from one another, and we have learned from one another in the past. We'll continue to learn. And in this way, that's how we actually expand our consciousness and use the word which is the buzzword nowadays, and that is become awake. Because the more we are able to wake up to the reality of the energies around us, which are everywhere, physical, mental, metaphysical, the more we are able to really understand who each of us is.
Yes, yes. And the thing is that everything happened, it's been brewing for years. But as I think I was telling you this the other day in person, like I receive a gift. It's like the universe told me, Maria, we are shifting gears here. And I received an amazing Reiki session that I didn't even sign up for it. It just happened. And everything from that point on, and here's my validation to the work you do as a Reiki master, Reiki teacher, in such a beautiful way because you also bring other healing modalities. But it just shifted in a huge way for me. I was working in the entertainment industry and I had, 180 degree. I actually understood at that point that we are energy and this window open to other realms where before and a huge sense of peace and connection with myself, with my soul, with the universe. And oh my God, I had never experienced that before. And I think we all need that. We all need to contact that inner connection, with the divine within. We all need that peace. We can use that love, that peace. I think that's what the world really needs. And so that was a big moment where things shifted for me. And then pretty soon after that, I started massage school. And it's been over a period of years that I've been guided towards what is the next step for me in this healing modality. I think I really shifted my whole career. And now I've been fully dedicating to this path, um, fully only this for 6 years already. And so as I continue to follow, the intuition and follow this path of wonderment, I discover the connection to the womb. And I had the privilege and the chance to work with so many women and to first experience it on me, and then I started sharing with women what I was learning and discovering. As I was going, I was just receiving so much information. Never in my life would I've ever imagined that it was so important and so crucial for all women to have that spiritual connection, that energetic connection with their womb as a space of consciousness, really, and as a place that is like this major library archive of valuable information that once we contact it, we can live a life that is more connected to our intuition, to our pleasure, to our creativity. We can also bring healing, you know. There is, and I know you know this because you're a healer, there are many challenges around reproductive health. You've taught me Suyok, for example, and we will see in this school of Musa the different aspects as how we can bring healing, holistic healing to women, and through the lens of energy healing, like Munaiki that comes from the Andes, from the energy healing point of Suyok and Tri-Origin, of massage, abdominal massage, through the eyes and lens of the herbs, the natural, that's good for us, the herbal womb saunas, through creativity, through movement, and through sound. And like over the years, I was able to create these sessions that are very unique. And I don't want to keep them to myself. I want to share them. And I want to share my teachers, the people and the students that have also come with me, that they have opened their door to expand. And they, some of them have a beautiful path in the healing art of the voice. And so bring that, because it's connected, it's important, no? Into the space of these 5 modules that we're going to be journeying together.
That's great. What else?
I wanted to ask you, because you're one of the teachers, you're going to be sharing with us, you're going to be sharing about crystals and Gaia consciousness. And I wanted to ask you, you are you're a scholar too. You are a psychologist. You have a master's degree also in, I don't know exactly in which area of psychology, but huh?
Surprisingly, in industrial psychology.
Industrial psychology. That's it. And you also eh, you're someone who has been able to experience firsthand in yourself and then share it with others the energy healing. I wanted to ask you how it started for you and what shifted, and when did the crystals call you? For me, they called me. I don't know if they called you or if they were always there with you. I don't know how that happened.
I think crystals definitely called me. the world of energy has always been something that I may not have used that term, but I think what has always been around me has been consciousness. A feeling that what we see is not everything that there is. What we can sense with our physical sense organs is just a minuscule of what reality really is. And even as a child, and it's interesting because even when you're in a very physical space like a garden, you are already connected not only to the physical energy but also to the metaphysical, because what is there at that moment is thought. What is there at that moment is just a sense of how you're feeling, and what you're dreaming and what you're imagining. So, as I kept going, in this way, of course, in the traditional ways of studying, I realized that whatever I did, I would bring that kind of a consciousness in, you know.
Yes.
So at that time, that's when the crystals began to call to me. I don't even remember how they came into my life. But one thing I knew very well is that it's not only about the knowledge that someone else gives you. Crystals are so close to us. In fact, the greatest crystal is us ourselves, you know. And so there's that deep connection with them. When we see them, if nothing else, even little children get excited. And they have a very clear sense of which crystal they'll just pick up, and over time, I learned how they help with healing in different ways. And that's one of the things we're going to teach and we're going to let our people experience. What I love also is that the school and the classes that we're going to have, Maria, and that's what I've always seen in your classes and in mine, that the people who are drawn are, after all, they're grown up, they're adult, they already have their own consciousness. So the classes are very co-creative, very experiential, and whatever comes and whatever emerges will always be more than what you expect. Even more than what I expect as a teacher, because I remember once when we were studying the crystals and we were teaching it, and suddenly a ray of light came. The sun was setting, and the sun came in, and everyone in that room got so many fantastic insights.
Amazing. What
So
happens in a group, and when you
yes,
when you're in that consciousness, you really tap into the womb of wisdom, that womb
exactly.
of consciousness. So and then you have these aha moments, and it's the experiences with that together are amazing. I wanted to ask you before we shift into maybe another. I want to go back and ask you how this crystals and energy work, energy healing help you as a mother, as a person who was taking care of the home. Also, you also work and you were teaching. How does this, because there's some false idea sometimes that we are all day levitating. How can this really help us in our daily life, raising our children, for example?
It's a great question, because when I was raising my children, you know how children go through so many emotional ups and downs all their life. They need to focus on studies, and that's not the first thing that they want to do. So I learned that when you use a crystal, which with a point like a pyramid crystal, and just place it somewhere in their room, and it helps them to focus. For example, and
Mm.
then I started, the other mothers, the mothers of the friends of my children, they would see that my children respond better to me and better to what they are supposed to be doing. And then they would ask me, and I remember the time I said, let's just go to the crystal shop. And the boys were saying, what is this? Where are you taking us? I said, just relax. Here are all the, here, and I told the mother, don't give any instruction. no, but which one is good for what? I said, don't ask any question. And I said, kids, just pick up any crystal you want. And even those boys, they were preteens, 10-year-olds are not very easy to take to a crystal shop. Every child knew exactly what they wanted to pick up. Later, you can read what it was about, and it was exactly what they needed. And that's what I always teach in crystal. Just sense it. First sense, then get the knowledge, not the other way around. Don't block
Don't pass
your
it through this
senses.
filter first. Just
Yes.
feel it with all your other senses, which is something very important when you are studying or you want to practice also to be, in the Musa program. I want the people who come and study to really develop that sense of
Mm.
presence. So because what I develop in my practice is this, and I love it so much because when I am in that moment, I'm in pure presence. I am connected with the person I'm working with. I am listening with all my senses, and we become, there's like this sense of oneness. And I've learned to understand that maybe all of a sudden I'm working with a person and I feel very sad, and I just kind of say, I've learned to understand that I'm receiving something that is related to that person, probably also related to me because there's oneness, and this magic happens, these releases of blockages of energy, and it's every session is like a rebirth. You come in one way, you leave another way. There's always this journey that we go on to develop that sense. It can't pass through here. It has to be felt uh, in in the subtle worlds too. And when I've had mothers come, a lot of them, the kids, they sometimes they bring the kids to, oh, can you do energy healing on the child, and a lot of them get very fast about the crystals or the stones or Mother Earth. They just connect, they just get it. They're The new generation is very connected, and I think there's a big need because there's like this disconnect between all the stress that the parents are going day to day, and all the things that children also have to cope with, the school and extracurricular classes, and I feel that these tools will be helpful for any mothers out there who would like to get the training. I feel it's more for women, but we're not closed up for men. If there's a man that feels connected to this work, please, I would love it actually.
Yes, because everyone's emerged from the womb. The crystal consciousness is in all of us. So, yes, of course, it's for men and women. You know, uh, I'm also remembering that when we do crystal consciousness, there's one surprising thing, which I'm not going to explain. But I remember in one of my classes, I said, some of you are going to be able to lie down on a crystal bed. And they said, what? We're going to be lying down on stones? I said, you're going to be in a crystal bed. And that's such a fantastic experience. And it's not just putting crystals. You learn. That's what we're going to be teaching. What kind of crystals you place around the body, or how you place them to achieve a certain guidance, or to achieve whatever the person who is receiving wants to receive or intends to receive. And uh, and there also so many surprising insights may come, and very deep level healing takes place with crystals.
Yes, we're gonna be sharing about shamanic healing as well,
Hmm.
and in the original cultures, in the native traditions, they call these the stone people. These are beings, no?
Yes.
Stone people. And so they're definitely very special beings. I call them like my stone angels. I just feel I love to have them around. It's something that I have them around my desk, and I just feel also they help me ground, and to hold to them. Another teacher I've had, she says these are mothers, mothers that we can hold on to. And that's fascinating. Her name is Perdita Finn, and she talks about holding these stones. It's like you're holding your mother, because we are holding our mother, no, our Mother Earth.
Yeah.
And it's something that life is very stressful. Life has a lot of challenges, and it's like the baby holding the little finger of a mother. We need to hold them, to remember. And ancestrally, like thousands of years ago, these little small figures that we find of women, like I have one here, clay figures. Some of them were made so that we can hold them in the image of our grandmothers. This is all Perdita's a class that I received from her, and I've been connected with these figures for many years, but I never associated it with that, to hold on to them, to our grandmothers, have something to
That's
hold
the
on
one you
to.
got in Ecuador?
Yes, remember?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yes,
so
she's here
special
with
to get
me.
it there. Yeah. You know, Maria, I also wanted to say, because you talked about the Monaiki, and also that there'll be 16 teachers, right? It's amazing
Yes,
how you brought together so many different teachers. And like I said, many of us have learned many things. What happens when we learn different things? We start realizing what connects them all. Like I remember when you taught, and I received the Munaiki from you. What a beautiful teaching it was. You know, I could go on for a long time how I felt, but for what you do in the beginning, you know, to bring the healer and the receiver in the same space, and I realized that we do a similar thing in Reiki, but we do it metaphorically or metaphysically. But you can do it in a physical way. Even if this kind of a thing, when we can bring together different modalities, this is rich. Actually, what you are offering, and I'm just amazed how you put all of this together in such a short time, is, I think it's unprecedented. I don't think that I have seen such a beautiful interweaving as what we are all going to be
I'm
uh, giving here. Yes, so
I'm
this is
so
the co-creation,
excited.
co-creation interweaving.
I'm so excited. We're calling all the Musas, men and women who are connected to this vibration, to this frequency. Because what I have felt very deep is that each one of us are called to be that crystal and that pillar, be that pillar that will hold the frequencies of love. So we can all be in that vibration, to be wherever we go. We are that crystal. We are holding that consciousness. We're holding that frequency of love wherever we go, because we are healers, that we can be practicing in an actual setting where there's an agreement with a client that comes. But sometimes it's just we are in an airplane and we are connecting with,
Yeah.
you know, radiating that tower of love. Um, so yes, 16 teachers. We are going to be learning about sound healing, how to work with certain instruments that you can bring in a session. We're going to be learning about that amazing, that I was introduced by you, Suyok therapy, which is that unique therapy that works in hands and feet, the points corresponding each of our organs. And we're going to be working with, we're going to have some doulas in the house. There's uh, two doulas in the house. One who is a phenomenal lady from Mexico. She lives here in Miami, and she only not only helps women through the stages of pregnancy and birth and postpartum, but also she's a master in holding sacred space. Her ceremonies are so beautiful, and she does the Mother Way blessings and many other blessings to celebrate rites of passages of women. Our other doula is in Chile, and she's a mother, and she's going to give us a class about a master class on the way the neuroscience of pregnancy, how our brain changes and shifts during pregnancy, so we can kind of get in touch of how our body is built, what capacity we have. We're going to go deep also with the womb, in the energetic aspect, in the emotional aspect of the womb, but also we're going to work some anatomy in the womb as well. We're going to explore the anatomy in the muscle, the fascia, the circulatory also system, just to get our feet wet and see the whole picture. We're going to work with the herbs. Those are other earth angels that we have that are filled with nutrients and goodness for us, that we can benefit so much with the herbs. We're going to have healthy cooking, because there's a lot food. Let food be your medicine, right? So, and it's so much fun because we're alchemists and we're working with the elements when we're cooking, kind of honoring those grandmothers and those mothers who, for me, were the first alchemists that were cooking the first medicines that we always have. The food, so important. And so we're going to have the healthy cooking. Am I missing something? We're going to have Qigong with Heike, who's also a co-creator. I'm so excited. Not only she's a Qigong teacher, but she's just a wise woman, yoga teacher. She's studied, she's a Suyok practitioner, and she studies traditional Chinese medicine. So we're going to, and for me, she's the example of aging with grace. Like, oh my God. She's just spectacular.
And strength.
Yeah,
Yes.
so much strength and stamina, and she walks every summer. She's just walking all over Europe. I just adore her. I'm so happy. She's also a graduate from MUSA, from the other program, the Activa to MUSA. That's a shamanic medicine wheel that we're also going to weave it in this program. So it's a journey. It's a journey that we will experience in us. It will nourish us. It will help us just grow and expand. And because it's very experiential, then you brew that medicine inside of you. You come with all that you have, acquire, all your life, and maybe past lives, maybe no, and past lives. And then you will go through this process and then come out with this new cake that you're going to bake. Each one of us will have their own medicine that we're going to brew inside of us. It's just spectacular, because honestly, when the clients come and receive these type of healing sessions, some of them are very new to this. They're like, wow, I've never imagined my womb is in this area of my hand. I never imagined I could feel the energy and feel so blessed and feel the healing. We're gonna work with the ancestors too, because overall, Meenakshi, I don't know if you feel the same way. Along the years, I discovered 4 lines of work. One is what I've experienced in this lifetime. My timeline from birth, from conception to where I am today. That's one timeline. The other timeline is my ancestors. The other timeline is the past lives, which are linked. They're all linked. And the other timeline for me is where we are right now, the collective consciousness as a whole. So what is I can see that is moving and is present. So those 4 lines of work are very present in the Musa school.
I think it's true what you're saying about past lives and all these 4 lines, because what I realize is that many of the things that I've learned in this lifetime And many of them which I didn't feel like learning, and I said I don't really want to know. But the moment I went in, I felt I've been doing this all my life, and it seemed so natural and real. And I think that really may happen with many of our students. I think what will happen is a lot of remembering, relearning. It's literally that coming, and that's why it's called awakening. You're just we're just waking one another up. And I don't know, to me, I always feel I'm going to receive so much. It's not one way, it's literally always.
Yes.
Everyone, that interconnection is so important. The people who are coming to these kinds of classes, they're going to be magical. The
Yes.
experience will be magical because of who they are. And what are they going to take away, Maria? I know, apart from the knowledge and information and consciousness.
Yes. Of course, they're going to have a certification. It's a certification. They'll have
Mhm.
um, a diploma, let's just call it that way, that they will have. Some people really need that diploma. We'll definitely create beautiful diplomas to give. Be part of a community that is growing and is expanding and is international. Of course, the healing in themselves, what they're going to experience, they're going to come out with a lot of resources because, and for everybody might be slightly different because someone might just open a big door, might open to that person that will take them into a journey to be more with, I don't know, fire ceremonies and working with the elements. And for some other people might be like, oh my goodness, I want to focus in this area. So they're going to have like an overall school that is going to touch different areas in the holistic wellness space. But I'm sure for each one might just manifest in a different way. But they're going to have their certificate, they're going to be part of a community, they're going to be able to practice with one another. We're going to teach these half online and half in Miami, so in person. And also, we're going to have a retreat in Peru. It's a journey that we have starting July 31st to August 8th that you're coming, and it's part of the school. If you can make it, it will be amazing because then it's part of the curriculum that you will be experiencing in the actual place of origin. We're going to be sharing the Munaiki rites, those shamanic rites of initiation in Sacred Valley in Peru, Machu Picchu, all the sacred sites. Um, I don't know. Did I explain well? I don't know if I'm
I think
missing
very
anything.
well.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to start a new career for less amount of time that it took me. It's going to be a year of initiation. So we're going to work with the spirit animals too. So there's a shamanic component because I've been studying shamanism for many years. It was a huge calling. And so it's all going to, I think it's all the pieces are going to come together, the energetics, the physical, the body, mind, spirit, life. That's why for me, life includes the herbs, includes the cooking, the preparing your own herbal medicine so you can have at home, you know, be comfortable with coming back to the earth, with exploring the weeds that grow around your house, kind of not be so scared of the natural world. Just really have your own cabinet of medicines and feel comfortable using them for you, for your family. Creativity, we're going to be painting, we're going to be working with clay. It's going to be fun.
So, Maria, I wonder, like, when you thought of the school, did you have a feeling for who's going to benefit? Uh, who's coming to us?
Yes.
How did you feel?
I, you mean who's come or
Who are the students?
who are the students? Okay, that's the
Apart
question.
from all of us, we're
Yes,
also students.
yes, yes. When we teach, we learn twice.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm going to meet a lot of sisters, the ones that have been um, feeling and receiving and needing to find their community. The ones that are, it's by resonance. It's by resonance. You
Yeah,
resonate, or you either not. It's like, oh, I want to belong here, or I don't, or this is not my place. And that's how it's been for me, and it's been for everyone actually. It's been for me when I joined other groups, and also when people have joined. There's one lady who already registered. She said, oh, I always was a musa. I just didn't know it until I met you.
exactly.
You
That's
know?
what, it's just going to, it's like, I really feel it's like a remembering. And I think also, sometimes it's like getting that one right direction. And like you said here, out of all the plethora of activities that we'll be doing and what we'll be sharing, each person may find the direction which they were looking for. It's like recently I was thinking of taking supplements. Every supplement is great. It's got something or the other for someone, but what is good for me? And to know that, of course, we can do muscle testing, which I did, but also it helps to ask someone, is this right for me? So I feel that if there's somebody who's listening to this who says, yes, this is definitely something I want to do, definitely you should come. But someone who may be listening and saying, I'm not really sure, it's not a bad idea to also check and just ask, do you think that I'm going to get this? I think this is what I want to do. Do you think that I will receive this from you all? And I think this is something that Maria is open. All of us are open, but you're where? How can they contact you if they
Yes,
want to know if these classes are right for them?
absolutely.
And also, if they have options, like what if they want to do some and not,
Absolutely. That's a
yeah.
good question. I
Hmm.
would say first, I will just go back a little bit to the question who's coming. This is
Hmm.
an initiation school. Your life is going to shift. You're going to transform. You're going to grow new wings, new skin. We're in the year of the snake. This has been, oh my God, long. It's been brewing for a long time, and now I feel I'm holding now the space where I can offer this. I feel I'm more grounded. I'm grounded and I'm mature. I have the experience to understand how this process happened with me and many people. Now I can offer that experience in the company of well seasoned teachers that I admire and respect very much. So, for sure, it's an initiation, it's a mystery school, you know? And if someone is interested, just email me. I'm going to put it there in the comments in the YouTube. You can visit also my page. I will put all the links there. And you can also get in touch with CoCreator Circle if you're a contact already of Meenakshi, and she will put us in touch. And yes, we're going to have 5 modules, retreat in Peru this summer, a retreat in Mexico around April, May of next year, and then we'll have online classes and once a month in person in Miami. So you can do one, you can do taste and have an experience and see if this is for you, and do one module, and then you can see if you want to continue. So that will be a possibility, because I understand some people like, oh, I don't know if I want to, I'm not sure if this is for me. Then you can taste it and see, experience it. No,
Well, I'm
I'm
of
happy
course
to
going
jump on
to
a
be,
call.
yeah. What about if someone says, I want to go, but I don't know if I can go to the to other countries, to
It's
Mexico.
okay.
That's also possible.
Yeah, that's possible. We could see depending on where it is. Um, we'll figure it out. There's so much we can talk about now from here, but I really don't have. I don't have an idea who's coming. I
No,
just
I think
know.
the main thing is to know that it's flexible.
Yes.
So a person doesn't need to feel that, oh, I can't, these are the different things, and unless I do all of it, I can't come. I think that's one of the messages which I'm getting from you.
You know what's important, Meenakshi, and you
Mm.
know this, and I know you share this. It's important to belong to a school, to a group. It just really, it's important. So we're part of a tree, and so we can have those roots into that group, into that belong to a group, to a tree that will definitely not only energetically, but it just really holds you as a healer. This community doesn't end when you graduate. Once we're here, we, in the sense that things will be co-creating. So, like it happened with us, right? So usually that's what it happens. So it's really very important in these times that we find our circle, we find our trees, and so that we can. We are in times of major shifts, big opportunities. We really, and this is the base of the whole Moonlight Key teachings, is that we are really now, the gates are open, so we can really co-create that future that we want. And and if we do it together, the energy is more powerful. So we can open those doors so that we can really, really, there's the thing is, we to cross those doors, we need to pass through all those limiting beliefs that we have and things that are there that we will use with the helps of the crystals, opening those spaces, untying the knots, and just going together through that doorway, create a beautiful life that we deserve. And we cannot do that if we are ignoring Mother Earth, if we are ignoring our body, if we have a lot of trauma in our wombs. It's just very important. And that's the main focus, is that the people that come here, they will know how to hold space for womb healing, whether it's emotional or it's physical. They will know how to hold sacred space and learn this mystery of the womb. This is a school of the sacred grail, which is the womb. The womb is the most sacred space that we hold, whether we have a physical womb or not. And if we work in the womb, we are serving the world, because every person comes from the womb. And a happy womb, a smiley womb, will birth the smile civilization that our teacher, wonderful teacher, founder of Sujok, already saw it. It was gonna come. And this is a big door for smile civilization. So you see how we belong to the same tree, right? It's so fascinating. We connect, the smile, you bring the smile to Miami, the smile consciousness. It happens to be that we are orbiting each other. I received the womb blessing in 2009, way before I met you, and that path brought me to you.
Yeah, that's the first time we met when I received womb blessing from you.
You see how everything is
Yeah,
just such a beautiful
exactly.
weaving, my goodness. And so, um, but the thing is, to teach it, we also need to have the physical practice, and so that it helps us, because we need to just learn a new perspective. And it's the most, eh, the, one of the most huge pandemics that nobody talks about is the amount of issues around reproductive health, from fertility to pain to excessive bleeding to fibroids, for hysterectomy before time. Oh my goodness, so much, so much, so much. So imagine, to have a baby today, you sometimes, some people have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and go through very painful processes. Why is this happening? Why? Because we are not, because we're not leading a life that is sustainable for us. So how can we go back and learn? It's going to be an adventure. And when we open these doorways, so much healing and so much love and just so much creativity. We're going to be reborn from our own wombs and our collective womb of the Musa program.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Maria.
It'll be in Spanglish, the course. So we have mostly every teacher speaks English minus one that is in Mexico, which is a fabulous curandera. She's specialized in womb healing. She's a midwife, but luckily we are bilingual, so don't be shy. Bienvenidos.
Bye-bye. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you so much, Meenakshi.
Thank you, Maria, and thank you, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you. We already see you in our hearts. Now I would love to see you from my eyes.
Can we do the lotus? The
Let's do
lotus
it.
is one of the flowers that we will be working with, very connected to the womb.
We'll also learn how each finger represents all the forces of the universe, which are, of course, also within our world and our bodies. So, just together, when we do something together, it makes it even more powerful. So, let's end with the gratitude lotus. We'll start opening. I'm just going to first tell you, and then we'll do it together. We start opening each finger. And then when the hands are fully open like this, we just pause for a while to receive the blessings, to feel gratitude. Then we bless, we embrace, bring the embrace to ourselves, and then we are centered and whole and one again. So now we'll do it together.